Mexican records got the lights down low. Souldisco where the groovy people go. Hit play, let the music flow. Old school beats with a modern glow.
Hello everybody and a very warm welcome back to the latest episode of Hidden Jewels of Soul and Disco. I do hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. In this week's episode we are featuring Chicago's own Otis Clay. Clay was born in Waxhaw, Mississippi in 1942. In 1953, his family moved to Indiana but settled down in Chicago in 1956. During that time, Otis joined many gospel groups. You ready? Let's go. He was part of the Golden Jubilaries, the famous Blue Jay Singers, the Holy Wonders, and the Pilgrim Harmonizers. In 1962, he tried his first solo attempt and recorded a couple of songs which were never released. In 1964, he became a member of the Gospel Songbirds. And in 1965, he tried his second attempt to go solo and signed a deal with One-derful Records. It took another 2 years, actually, till 1967, till he had his first hit, and this was That's How It Is When You're in Love, and it was followed up by A Lasting Love. In 1968, One-derful Records closed its door, and his contract was bought by Atlantic. And Atlantic had also kind of sub-labels, and one of this was Cotillion. And he released a couple of songs on this label. And one of those songs became up to that point his biggest pop hit, and this was She's About a Mover. And this song was produced and recorded at the famous Fame Studios in Muscle Shoals. He continued to release singles and was supported by Sly Johnson and Willie Mitchell. But none of these singles had the success as She's a Mover. So Atlantic parted ways with Otis, but Otis soon found a new home at Hi Records. And in 1972, he finally released his debut album. And here it is in all of its 70s glory. Trying to Live My Life Without You. And it's considered one of his greatest works. And it was also one of his most successful works. He was even on Soul Train performing the song. On Hi Records, there were also some other quite successful singers. And these were the legendary Al Green and of course the unforgettable Ann Peebles. And if you need to share your marketing department, your recording time, musicians and everybody, well, you kind of, as a record company, tend to go more into the more successful acts. So they kind of competed with each other, but I think in a very friendly way. In 1977, Otis released his last album on Hi Records, and it was called I Can't Take It. He then moved to the K-Vet record label, and if we're talking about the K-Vet record label, I want to point out this group. This is Brandy and one of the most unsung backing groups ever. So if you have a chance, check out Brandy, by the way. He kind of still continued to release rap music, especially also on his Echo label, which he was the founder and owner. But sooner or later, his popularity vanished. He kind of disappeared from the scene, at least in the United States. That was totally different in Europe. but especially in Japan. In Japan, he was a superstar, and 3 live albums, especially from that period of time, were released. In 2007, he released a gospel album which was called Walk a Mile in My Shoes, and it was nominated for a Grammy. He also continued to appear on stage and also had a great collaboration with the one and only Johnny Rawls. And in 2015, they released an album which is called Soul Brothers. And I put a link down in the description where you can see these 2 guys killing it on stage in 2015. Also, what I want to point out is that Otis helped to develop the Harold Washington Culture Center. So he was very much involved in the community work. On January the 8th in 2016, Otis Clay passed away because of a heart attack. His funeral was held on January the 16th, 2016. And here are some snippets from the funeral. He was only 73 years old when he passed away, but he left behind a tremendous amount of legacy. And I can only and highly suggest that you check out at least Trying to Live My Life Without You. That's an absolutely stunningly great soul album. And if you want to have it as an original copy, they are out there and they are still affordable. But there are also reissues available. If you liked that episode, I highly suggest that you check out the playlist appearing here, and I catch you on the next one.